Good afternoon traders, my name is Jamie and today I've got a really quick video for you about order block scalping. Essentially this is using smart money techniques to extract a small amount of pips from the market, be in and out really quickly but still achieve a decent amount of R. Now one thing that I found really difficult when I was first learning about smart money concepts was watching all of the videos on YouTube and seeing people getting these massive risk to reward ratios, 1 to 10, 1 to 20, 1 to 30, even more than that. It is insanely impressive, and that kind of thing can be achieved using smart money concepts with a lot of practice. But I think it can be difficult for new traders who are first discovering smart money concepts, because it does sort of almost make you think that if you follow these guidelines that all of your trades using smart money concepts are going to end up going to the absolute moon, all of this stuff. And sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't, and a lot of the time they won't, which is why it's really important to take what you can get and take what the market gives you. Now what I'm going to do today is just very briefly go over a trade that I took yesterday on pound US dollar. It literally was only a 5-minute trade based off, well, mainly off the 1-minute chart, but obviously using higher time frame confirmations, using a 4.3 pip stop and a 12.9 pip take profit, which gave me a 1 to 3 in 5 minutes. Now I would quite happily take a 1 to 3 any day, not going to knock it at all. Don't get me wrong, I'd love a 1 to 10, I'd love a 1 to 20, but you can never knock a 1 to 3. It's great, you're going to build your account extremely quickly if you can consistently get some good 1 to 3s, especially when you can be in and out of the market really quickly. Now, the perspective that I'm sort of taking at the moment, and one that I think is really important for people, is to understand that the market doesn't have to go where you think it's going to go. If prices react off an order block and you're in a bullish trend, it doesn't necessarily mean that the market has to follow through with that, which is why I'm trying to just go for often a set risk to reward ratio. I will leave some of my position on to trail like I did with this one. So effectively this was a 3R trade. I risked 0.5% on a set 1 to 3, so a 1.5% gain for my account, and then left the other 0.5% trailing due to the fact that we sort of had this very bullish move upwards, came back down, but then didn't break above this structure again. My stop for the second 0.5% position was at break even, so I was stopped out at break even. But I still managed to get a 1.5% gain for my account, and it also gave me the security of knowing that if this was going to be a massive move, I would still be able to gain a decent amount of R by having some of my position trailed. So what I'm going to do is shut up and clean off this chart and just show you what I saw and how you can implement this strategy if you want to just take some quick scalps and not spend all day staring at your computer, which is what I'm struggling with at the moment, because it's so easy just to fall into a pit of staring at the market for absolutely hours on end. But anyway, so as you can see on the 4-hour pound dollar chart, we had been in a bullish trend. Now we're sort of in a pullback, making structure breaks to the downside, but we had been starting to show some bullish pressure. Coming down onto the 1-hour chart, which was where I was identifying my points of interest, and when I know I'm going to be scalping, I quite like the 1-hour chart because it does give you more opportunities. 4-hour chart and higher is great when you're looking for those really high risk to reward trades, but when you're just looking for scalps, the areas that you can identify on 1-hour and even 30-minute charts can be really effective at grabbing a small amount of pips out of the market. So let me just wind this back to the start of yesterday, I guess. Brilliant. So this was what the market was looking like when I logged on in the morning. As you can see on the 1-hour chart, it looks like we've been in an uptrend. We're making higher highs and higher lows. So in the short term, I was looking for at least a reaction off around this level here, which you can see has been important structure, price built liquidity above and below it. So it seemed like a key level to me at the time. I identified this candle here, which is our last down candle move before we had a really nice increase in volume, and it did break structure to the upside, sort of validating our order block. So then when the time came to it, I'll just bring it down. I'll pop onto the 5-minute chart now. So after this, I was just effectively waiting for price to return to this area. So just speed this through a little bit until, oh, here we go. Right, so Once it was in the area, I was then going onto the 1 minute chart and observing price action and waiting for breaks of structure to the upside to confirm that price perhaps wanted to push a little bit higher. So as you can see, we come down from a really sort of strong bearish move, push up a little bit, come down, and we do form some equal lows down here. Effectively meaning we're expecting for price to come down and take out the money that lies beneath these lows. So I still wasn't ready to enter yet. So we come around, brilliant, and then we get this break below, absorbing the liquidity beneath here. Then price comes above and breaks above this structure on the 1 minute chart. Now, this is again, just something I want to say quickly, where people do get confused when they're trading smart money concepts. Obviously, when we're looking for smart money trades, we want breaks of structure on lower time frames to validate our trade ideas. And whilst this is a valid break of structure, it is on the 1 minute chart. If I was to now go up to the 5 minute chart, we haven't really broken any structure. We're still within the range of this massive down move, and that becomes even more obvious on these on higher time frames. Which is why it's really important, whilst breaks of structure on the lower time frame can be really great when you're looking for larger RR smart money trades, it's really important before you take your trade to observe what it looks like on the higher time frames, because that can often help you filter out early entries and bad trade ideas. Anyway, I'll stop blabbering. This is supposed to be a short video. Anyway, so as we've now broken this small bit of structure to the upside, our new point of interest becomes this 1 minute order block here, which was the move that came down to take the liquidity beneath these double lows here. And then we had our strong move upwards that broke this structure here. So as this is the 1 minute chart and price can move very quickly, I was trying to be somewhat risk averse. So I set a entry order at the open of this order block candle with my stop at the low of it, assuming that if price was to come and reach below here, then we wouldn't be done with our down move. Then, like I said, I went for a set 1 to 3. This is actually a 4.3 pip stop. So I went for a set 1 to 3 with a 0.5% of my account risked, and then I had another position set at the same entry that, like I said, I was trading my stop for. So now it was just to wait for price to come back into this area. Boom. So as you can see, price wicks in to our entry here. I'm not sure if I was actually triggered in here because there was sort of a fractional, a pipette spread. But as you can see, price does come down again and wick further into our entry, which was the point that I believe I was actually entered into the trade. And then as you can see, once we sort of came below and grabbed the liquidity beneath here, we did shoot up pretty quickly, and within 5 candles, our take profit for the first trade had hit 1 to 3. And that's fabulous. You know, if you can get a 1 to 3 every day, if you can achieve a 1 to 3 every day, I know I can't consistently achieve a 1 to 3 every day necessarily, but you know, it's important not to get clouded with the view that you're only looking for these massive RR trades. You know, I personally try not to go for anything below a 1 to 3. So if I can get a 1 to 3, I am chuffed as chips. So then obviously after this, we came back down, came back up, but we never did break above this high here. So I did, just to be cautious, I just had my stop at break even. Price came along. You'll notice that on a higher time frame, this probably looks like a bear channel. So probably likely that price was going to go lower, which it eventually did. And yeah, price basically just ranged after this, and then we would have got stopped out at break even just there. And, you know, a lot of people say, well, this is a poor place to take a trade. You know, the market's ranging, it's not really doing anything. But the important thing to know is that structure is structure no matter what time frame you use it on. Obviously, on higher time frames, it's going to be more reliable. But just because you're using a 1 minute chart doesn't mean you can analyze the price action and analyze the structure and still form a valid trade idea off the 1 minute chart. You just have to be conservative with your profit targets and maybe slightly more risk averse than you would be on a higher time frame. So that was a really short video, probably very messy. I haven't made a video in a while, so I'm a little bit off my game. If you have any questions, or you'd like me to do like a video with a sort of order block scalping strategy, then do let me know in the comments below, because I'd be more than happy to do it. But for this video, I did just want to come on and show you that, you know, you can grow a trading account. You can take really valid trades off the lower time frames using your smart money concepts without the stress of thinking that you need to get a massive RR off every single one. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. If you have any questions, any suggestions, please leave them down in the comments below, and I'd be really appreciative if you could hit the like button and subscribe. That would make my day. So yeah, have a great one, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next video.